No, damn, that's the rule. You just don't never understand the rule. You listen every time. It's 8, man.
The people come up in the building. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Man, pseudo killers on deck. Brought to you by No Religion. Yeah. Get it cracking up in here. Let's get it cracking. 8,000 watching. Well, I see you, Brendan. What's good, brother? Black African Power, man. Danny Wilson. What's up? Mika, I see you. That crowd going up in there a little bit, man. Yeah, one more time. Run them out the building one more time. One more time, get them going. Get the car shuffling up, man. People coming here a little bit. Let's get it started, man. What's going on, Wuja?
Peace, can you hear me?
I hear you, bro. We just kicked it off, man. Let the get the material ready, man. Put the get the silos loaded up, man. And let's just do a little bit of teaching, man. Get this thing right, man. Let's get the universe back in balance. Can hear you loud and clear, man.
You hear me? All right, cool. All right, give me a second.
Yeah.
A second there. Yeah.
The crowd.
I'm just firing up the computer. So
Okay.
let me So you on YouTube already. Hold on, I got it. I ain't even watching YouTube or anything.
I cannot lead. I misspelled my name on there. Bobby S. Nah, man.
All right, so I see all right. So give me a second. So yeah, where everybody else at?
They coming.
Okay, all right.
They don't gotta come. We here. Everybody got the link. Everybody get here when they get here. Hold on, I ain't sure smash the link. Hold on, let me get the link out. All right. Yeah, when
all right.
Leave it, man. And we got a show tomorrow at 1 o'clock, man. We're gonna I want to talk about Brother Anthony, CK. We want to do some presentations for Black History Month, right? Actually dealing with Black people that's living, that's making Black history. So we're gonna make sure y'all tune in tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Man.
Yeah, you got a lot going on in the background there. But hopefully everybody can hear me. So yeah, I'm looking at the YouTube. I see the title. You got "The Time Has Come. Chief X is done. Let the show begin. The end to the foolery."
Yeah, he done, bro. Yeah, he out of lane. He out of order. He out the whole 9 yards, man. And like the funny part about it is, man, I've been studying like pre-Nile Valley civilizations, man, a long time, man. At least for 8-9 years. And I understand the archaeology, right? I understand tribes, migrations. And the funny part about it, man, the information that we've been talking about, right? That now academia has caught up with it. So, there's just certain things, man, when I let the people come in here, I want to talk about that they're just not saying no more, man. Right. And if I was to be arrogant, I say, yo, they've been listening to us. Like I'm saying, it's just some things I've been consistent with. I've been very, very consistent with a few things, man. And very consistent with the pottery, right? Grinding stones, I've been very consistent with that, Wuja. And you said something to me on the phone, right? And I was like, man, I came to the same conclusion. I just was wondering, how did you come to that conclusion? Because I know you in deep study, right, when it comes to Nile Valley culture, because you study the culture through the language. And that's like, that give you a head up, right? I studied the culture through the archaeological sites, right? Through the material culture, the polity. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So a lot of times we say, well, Unc don't know Africa. No, what they saying is like, I don't know the in-betweens and like classical Egypt and all that. I might not have the pharaohs that I might not have all that, the ins and out, how they do they, you know what I'm saying? Maybe how they do their particular rituals at a particular time, what deity they use, right? But I clearly understand what deity is, right? I clearly understand what rituals is, right? Because I studied Nile Valley cultures and the customs and the sacrifices and all the stuff that they did. You know what I'm saying? That's my strong point. And it's just culminating right now. Yeah, it's funny. Now, we argue over certain things, but I'm gonna give a shout out to Emmy Ket, man. Appreciate the sister, and I actually appreciate her work that she do. I absolutely appreciate that, yo. She's strong at what she do, yo, and she has a strong voice, man. And it's important to have sisters around us. Not only just beautiful sisters around us that's strong. Shout out to Anusha. Shout out to Juju. Okay. Shout out to them strong sisters, man. Shout out to Dr. Oyamaya. It's the strong sisters, man. And we gotta always make a safe space for them, bro. I just want to kind of put that out there, yo.
Yep. Definitely. Where I come from, you always deal with that with the young, even being little, you deal with the girls, you deal with the teenage girls as a teenage boy, and then as a young adult male, you deal with females, women, and men. Deal them differently. And we always say, coming from where I come from, any guy that picks on a female, especially when it's unwarranted, we got choice words for that kind of mentality and that behavior. And I see it in the circus community a lot, but specifically with Chief X, for sure. But last night, I did a video, for those who didn't see it, go watch it. But I did a video. I just went live to watch his video and give commentary in real time. So I wanted everybody to see how I react in real time watching the video. So everything was off the dome and not knowing what he's going to say. But I was confident from the beginning that whatever came out of his mouth, it was trash. And I was confident and willing to bet everybody's mortgage, car notes, everything on the fact that anything that come out of his mouth, I'll be able to debunk, refute, toss in the trash, correct. So my whole thing was to do it to educate people. So hopefully people who watched it, they learned something last night. And then hopefully even now, whatever we talk about tonight, people can learn from it. Cause I don't dwell on the foolishness and stuff like that. So I could use Chief X and people like him as a teaching tool. So that's what time it is.
Yes, man. Sometimes, man, you need a crash dummy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Chief X. Yeah, he the one to be. He always wanted to be. Right. So yeah, he's definitely that tough. You got what you looking for, Chief X. You got it, bro. You wanted that? Yeah, you got that, yo. Yeah.
But I want to make this point too, though, and this is for all of the circus community, non-circus community. And I call it, for everybody who don't know, I call the conscious community circus community. But everybody in the online community, we really need to, at the very least, I don't have too much expectation of this, but at the very least, there needs to be an accountability standard established where stuff just don't happen, or if it happens, there are consequences to it. So, like, for example, if a brother goes, above and beyond and curses out a sister, calls her all kinds of names out of her name, private parts, body parts. I've seen it all, not just Chief X. I'm saying it's a few people that I've heard this over time. There needs to be something in place where everybody's, is on the same page. Like, nah, bro, you've gone too far, and because of that, we're not supporting anything that you do until you apologize, until you step up and hold accountability and responsibility for your actions and your words and whatnot, because that's just not cool. See, we don't have that system in place. Because I remember things were done. I remember CK was attacked and talked about. I remember some other sisters were attacked and talked about. Dr. Ma'at was attacked and talked about at one point. And so if nothing's established, then people are gonna feel free and like it's becoming normal. That is free reign to just get out of pocket. And it's not just with men on women, but men to men too. But that could come later, because that's men could hold on. It's like kind of like understood, but especially a brother coming down on a sister. Period. That needs to happen. And I, like I said, I'm pessimistic on it ever happening, but that needs to happen. So I just want to let that be known. That
what do you feel should be the consequences of that?
Well, it's a case by case basis. So, for example, if somebody got an on and popping monetized YouTube channel and they get out of pocket with a woman, then everybody should just boycott that channel. Don't support it. Don't watch nothing. Block it. Unsubscribe. Straight like that. So I'm saying because they're attracting people to make money off the monetizing their channel and do things for attention. So don't give it to them.
Right.
So I'm saying that's one example. If they have a store and it's a popular store and a lot of people in the conscious community supports the store, physical store, brick and mortar store, then they get out of pocket, boycott the store. Don't support it. Don't walk up in there and tell everybody else not to walk up in there. Don't buy nothing. You see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Stuff like that. That needs to be laid out.
Okay, and that's I understand what you're saying on that. But when the sisters interject themselves in war, right? We know war amongst men. Like we go hard. We talk shit about each other. We call each other names. You know what I mean? Like we go crazy sometimes, right? When women put themselves in the middle of the crossfire and they get shot, how do we
figuratively, I know. Mm-hmm.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do we tell them, like, yo, hey, just chill out. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't comment, don't, you know what I mean? And it might be fun and games sometimes, but sometimes when they get real disrespectful and the women put themselves into it, they end up getting, end up getting disrespected.
Yeah. So to that, I would say to do just what you see. You already answered it. We have to tell the sisters not to do that. That's all we could do. Say, listen, don't do that, because here are the consequences of you doing it, and blah blah blah. Dot. Right. So we just got to tell sisters, don't do that.
Right, because men, like, we have thicker skin. Like, we can, I mean, I'm not one to disrespect another dude and call him a B or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But it happens out here, like when shit get heated and people start really getting disrespectful. But that's why I don't have, mine's on here like that. Like, nah, you ain't about to, because then soon as somebody come at you crazy, now I got to come and defend you and might get killed behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, we just don't.
Well, okay, so hold up. Let's distinguish two different things.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to tell sisters, don't portray the behavior of the men as men on men do.
Right.
Okay, that's what you described first, right? So that's number one.
Fact.
Separately, number two, because these are intellectual, supposed to be at least intellectual sharing, information type of conversations.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be co-ed. It's supposed to be open for men and women, right?
Fact.
So if women come into the conversation, but then somebody targets them and comes down on them unjustifiably, not the example number one, but so for example, Emiket Emiket never called Chief X a crackhead or gay or none of that kind of stuff. But he's using that from other people to call her out of her name. So that's a different scenario. So I want to make a distinction with that. So women should be invited in these conversations and feel comfortable to say whatever they want to say and share what they want to share. But it's wrong, doubly wrong, when a soft, sensitive dude will take it out on a sister when brothers are in their chat clowning them, like Chief X did with Emiket, and by people who clowning Chief X in his own chat. So I just want to make sure that that's distinct. So those are two different things. So women should be welcome in these conversations. Like when we go around just having men only type stuff. So it should be a co-ed thing.
Right. And they definitely welcome, and we respect women on this channel. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't, I don't think you've ever heard a pseudo killer call a woman out their name. Could be wrong, but I don't think I've ever heard one of us call them out their name. But right. And, when it gets in the heat of battle and the women start talking trash, you know how the game go. Like it go back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done it. You know what I mean? But hey,
since y'all decided to really get on this subject, which I ain't even want to get too deep in it, right?
We ain't even got to get deep. We ain't even got to get too deep in it.
I would actually say this, yo. With my upbringing, I always felt like that my skill set as a man, right, was a little more thorough than have to actually box a woman up, even if she throwing blows at me. Right? I always felt like I could keep her off her for a certain point. You know what I'm saying? If I had to tackle her, grab her, I always felt like I could physically, dominate a woman like that. And the fact that I felt like that I could physically dominate her, right? I felt like it was weak on my part to box a woman up, to slam on the ground, them to just stomp out. Like I just felt like that wouldn't be no competition for me. You know what I'm saying? We know women can pull guns, knives, kill niggas, stab niggas. That's not what I'm saying. I just say physically, right? I don't think that a woman is built to be fighting men like that. So no matter how slick they came out their mouth, no matter how much they did, right? I never felt like I had to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like just pop, 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 pop. Like, nah, I wouldn't do that. I've been in situations where I had to protect myself. But even at that point, you got to know when enough is enough. Now, as for the mouthpiece, right? I'll go to when I'm mad at you and I want you to really, really see me, I'll call your mother a bitch. Well, damn, Uncle, you just said about the women. Wait a minute. I want that nigga to stand up for that woman that he care about. I don't even know the woman he talking about. But you will never find me in a conversation with a woman cussing her out, calling her bitch. I don't do that. I don't have to do that. I feel like my arguing game is better than you. I can get under your skin without cussing you out, calling you a bitch, right? I just don't like the fact that when you rear up and tough up the body part, you don't do the men like that, though. That's the only thing that got me. Like, come on, man. So I don't want to get all into that because it's really at the end of the day.
We can get off that
conversation. And the conversation is what's good with motherfucking Africa and what's good with goddamn Kemet. And I'm saying Kemet because this shit ain't called fucking Egypt. Now we got to put the words back into its proper context and what we're talking about. It's not Egypt, it's Kemet, right? The Nile Valley. You know what I'm saying? Like the Nile Valley, not the Mediterranean. When you deal with the Mediterranean, you're dealing with the fauna. Where you at, Concrete Coy?
Peace. What up? Peace. Can y'all hear me?
I got something for you. We had a conversation, right? And so damn, man, I wish I could put it up on the screen though, but it was good. The conversation was good, right? But I just want to know what you gonna do with this right here, right? Right? Because we had to argue about the Mediterranean, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and so I want to show you where some of the points you made, you was right. Like, we don't got no problems over here with pseudo killers. If a nigga right. No matter what the conversation.
No doubt.
Right? So we got the book, right? The Civilization of Africa, History to 1800s, right? And he talks about the Mediterranean. Now watch this though. It's actually a map, yo. Okay, and I probably can pull up on the screen. I don't know, can y'all see that? Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Look real close. So that part right there is dealing with the Mediterranean, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it split the valley in half, right? So you got, watch this. So this is main vegetation belt. So when they speak of that, they're talking about main vegetation belts, right? You got the rainforest, you got the woodland savannas, you got the bush and grassland savannas, you got the steeples, you got the desert, you got the Mediterranean, and you got the Monotone, okay? Agriculture, invention, Niger, Congo, peoples in West Africa, all right? So when they speak in terms of Mediterranean, it literally splits the Nile in half, all right? It actually wraps around, so that comes down, look. I was trying to look on the thing. I don't know why we got it in the server. So y'all go on the server and get this. This is a great fucking book right here, yo. All right. All right. But they talking about the fan of the plants. And you know, remember we talked about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we had a good conversation on that, right? So now the question is, when it was first introduced, they wasn't talking about that. They was talking about the great white race. They was talking about how they tried to make boundaries to separate peoples, right? But according to Christopher Earp, right here, let me see real quick. I like the name he called. He called hold on. Yeah, he called the Af-Asian civilization. All right, watch this. And then I'm gonna let Wu Jia go ahead. And you got your stuff ready, right, Wu? So it says wild grass collectors, Northeast Africa. All right, Northeast Africa. Right? Let's get our boundaries straight. Northeast Africa. It say along the Nile itself, as early as 19,000 BCE, people in northern Nubia and southern Egypt began to exploit synergies. It's a kind of grass that grows typically in the wetland areas for food. These nuts grasses produce underground tubers. Remember we talked about those underground tubers? That's actually what saved Homo sapiens sapien at 160,000 BCE in South Africa. It was those underground tubers that the Homo sapiens sapien was able to mine, that and shellfish that actually saved humanity. It goes on to say, which these people ground into flour. Okay, the excavated sites of these communities reveal two important kinds of stone tools. Numerous grindstones. Now, you know, I've always talked about the grindstones. What they do with the grindstones? Grindstones ground the wheat. The grinding stones, grinding stones evince the importance of sedges for much of the carbohydrate side of their diet. It says the presence of medium-sized stone blades, right? I talk about the microliths. That's what they're talking about. All right, that's what they call them. They call them microliths. All right, side stone blades, their use of spears, but other smaller points indicate their probable possession of bow and arrows as well. So remember, what area was they talking about that these same tool assemblages are in? See, I've been studying tool assemblages forever. This is what I love to do. What area is this in? Now, mind you, at these time periods, there is no Egyptians, right? That there is no Nubians, right? The Nubian was a term that was placed on these people by the quote unquote people like Reisner. Okay, the racist Egyptologists that were grounded in scientific racism, because this is the time period of scientific racism when they place these terms. These terms, Nubian and Egyptians, is an anachronism. And nobody can get around that. So there is no people called Egyptians or Nubians, but yet they're carrying the same culture, right? Grinding stones, microliths. I've been talking about this forever. And the reason I talk about it, because I wanted to guide us to the Nile. And then we can talk about the environmental pressures, and we can talk about as they migrate up into the areas where concrete quarry is talking about, and in a vegetation area that they call the Mediterranean. We can talk about that. We can talk about biological human evolution as people migrate in different directions, they are subjected to different environmental pressures. Huh. It's interesting. But it tells you right here, it said people in northern Nubia and southern Egypt. There is no Egyptians, there is no Nubians. These are people coming out of the Sahara. They're not coming from the fucking Mediterranean. They're not coming from space some damn where. They're not. The majority of these people, right, is taking a southern route and coming from the damn Green Sahara. But yeah, go ahead, Bujao or Concrete. I just want to kind of lay that in a little bit, just for a little tidbit, right? We study human migrations around here, and we understand. And for the record, very clearly, no matter what nobody say, and I like to have fun with this right there, definitely is no such thing as race. Okay, there is no race.
Hey, Unc, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm gonna mute out. Go ahead.
And I was about to say, yeah, you definitely got a party going on behind you, boy. Because
I thought somebody was about to fight back there.
They're playing Monopoly with them, but I Monopoly all the time, managing money, and they got that game. They playing that Monopoly where you can cheat. Yeah, look at the new one. It's crazy. You can actually cheat.
All right, well, so I don't know. I was seeing if somebody was responding to what he said.
I think Concrete Court.
I'm gonna refrain from commenting because we got a debate coming up, and so I don't want to step into overstep my boundaries here. So I want to wait until the debate to see how that hashes out. You know what I mean? They can, y'all hash that whole thing out. Then once that happens, I'm gonna come back in and you know what I mean, and we can go at it. As far as whatever the Mediterranean and whether it's racist or not, and all of that, So whatever, you can go ahead with Joe.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess all I wanted to do tonight, I spoke to Unc earlier, and so for those people who are listening in right now, last night I went live, and I went live to watch Chief X's last video out of curiosity because he had my name in the title. He accused me of being a deceitful liar and full of fear. That was the title of his video, and I didn't watch it. Actually, he did that video while I was live addressing claims he made. And this is what I do all the time. I address claims that was made by Raborn, Jabari, the brother Asarim Ka, Zion Lex. It's all throughout my channel, the Seshu channel. But for some reason, Chief X thinks that I'm isolating him, and that he's a force to be reckoned with, and I'm fearful of him, which is why I'm doing a video about him, or whatever the case is. So I did a video addressing claims that he made to educate everybody on, where he went wrong and what's the correct information. But while I'm live doing that, he goes live and then, proceeds to do what he did. And I didn't watch it, obviously, because I'm live at that time. So anyway, long story short, last night I went live to watch his video with everybody and pause it, give my comments on what he's saying and keep it going. And so there was no preparation, everything off the dome. And I was just addressing everything, was saying real easy to refute everything he said. Absolutely everything out of his mouth in the video was wrong. Even when he went sideways and started coming down on Emiket, all that was wrong. And I refuted everything he said on the fly. But the video ended up being 5 hours long last night. And so that brings me to right now. So I spoke to Unc, and I just wanted to reiterate one point in a very short span of time so that people can get it, get the gist of it and get something out of it instead of get caught up in all the little silliness and stuff like that. So I don't know if you all have many other topics to bring up, but I just wanted to go over a topic about a claim that Chief X made.
Real quick, I
Go
just
ahead.
want, hey, Concrete, I just want to let you know that Mediterranean belt is shifts based off deserts coming in because it's really a vegetation thing. It refers to vegetation, not people, bro. But that actually shifts. And you can actually find it in this book. We have it in the subscribe.
Or like more of an ecosystem or a biosphere. You know what I'm saying? Like we talked about before. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. So my point is, people use that. Racist people. Right?
You see, you don't want to let it. You don't want to let it go.
Because no matter how,
let that one go.
you can't protect Chief X on this one, yo.
I'm not. I ain't protecting him. I just don't want to.
I'm saying you can't debunk that. That's what I'm trying to tell you, yo. Like you can't get around that. That line. You know what I'm saying? Like it moved.
And that's what we're gonna see at the debate. We're gonna figure it. We're gonna see what's going on.
It's so check this out, yo. Nigga, I can get this nigga all the answers to the test. Yo, see, that's really how the debate's supposed to go. Woo job. What man is. It's not supposed to be surprising. It's supposed to be, yo, we exchange all our sources and we deal with it. Right or wrong, Woo job. Tell me that ain't the right way to do it.
Yeah, that's definitely you're supposed to give over discovery on both sides.
Right. Like court.
Right.
Yeah. So, that whole what do you call it? Guerrilla warfare, ambush scholarship.
Yeah.
I
got something for you.
That's
something.
pure entertainment. That's pure entertainment.
Yeah.
Because you don't.
But
go ahead,
you know what? I think it's cool for the entertainment. I ain't mad at it, but like y'all right, definitely people give over they sources or whatever it is they got, or at least a summary of what they gonna present. You know what I'm saying? So that their partner can actually put together a real argument. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's what a debate is. A debate isn't really about,
or I mean, their opponent.
A debate really isn't about who got the accurate information. It's about who can win the crowd, right? So
about who can present the
it's really about who can win the crowd, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
wait, you saying the debates that we see now, or a real debate?
Yeah, the debates that we see and just debate in general, just the sport of debate. It's about who can win the crowd, but we're trying to turn it into who has the most accurate information, and that's what it really should be about. But it's really on.
I even think that the academic is more about who presents their information the best. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's about
who can win the crowd, who can win the judges, and who can win the crowd.
Well, I come from a background of amateur debate teams and on a team, and I can tell you that an actual debate like court is supposed to advance the body of knowledge from the audience. So in
court is different. Court is based on what you can prove with evidence and facts.
No. What I'm saying is that like court, the reason why the prosecution side and the defense side have to exchange information is because the spirit and motivation behind the whole event of a court case is to get to the truth, no matter who's right or wrong, no matter color or whatever. Facts. And so debates are supposed to be the same way. The core issue with a debate is the very word debate means to bang out and hammer something out, to open its guts to find out what's the reality. Right. So the spirit behind a debate is to find out the reality behind an issue, no matter who wins or who whatever color you are and gender and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter. So you're supposed to present all the information and then examine it and then hash it out. That's what a debate is really supposed to be about.
That's what it should. That's what it should be about. That's what it should be about.
Yeah, but and debating as a sport is built around that. What we're seeing on these platforms is not even that. That's a new thing. You know, that's like how you said is winning the crowd, who could speak the most, who got the most likes, and who got the gotcha aha moments. And it's cool for entertainment because you know you could laugh and you know it's cheer it on and stuff. But the people lose out at the end because, like, let's say Kent, let's say you ambush me with some information that you didn't share with me beforehand.
Right.
At the time of the debate, I don't have time to examine it. You're going to ambush me, and then you're going to give the appearance to the audience that you one up me,
Facts.
and the audience is going to buy into that. But you could be 100% wrong, but I don't have no rebuttal right
'cause
then
you
and
might-
there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I never seen it, and so then the audience leaves the debate thinking that you're right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not cool. So I'm saying it just depends on what
But
the
hey,
intention is.
hold on, that happened the other night. So me and Smash presented some things, right? Solid shit. Chief X come right back while we doing the show. Was like, yo, they photoshopped it. But just be like, this nigga talking about they photoshopped it. Like, he don't know what a facsimile is. He don't know what a plate is. He don't know the archaeologist that did that. He don't know. At the Kimmel on trial debate, I was standing up holding a facsimile. You know what I'm saying? Just that he wouldn't know the difference. Anyway, so he say real quick, yo, he goes to a crazy website. I think you're gonna show that, right, Woo?
Yeah.
Yeah, he do all that real quick. People like, wow, he got him. Oh, ooh. Think about that, yo. Think about how that went. See? Yeah. See? Like, come on, man. Like, come on, man. Like, listen, man. He can't even get past. Look, man. In this world we live in, yo. We live in a world of books, yo. Right? The subject matter, man, types of man. Come on, man. Indigenous races of the earth. J.C. Knox. George Roberts Glidden. Right? If you don't know who Glidden is, if you don't know who Morton is, but I tell y'all, man, like, yeah, they wild. They wild out. They wild. Wow. Hey, Chief X, you're not getting past that, yo. You should never sound like these niggas.
Hey, the people want to debate, man. They want to know when it's going to take place, yo. Is we doing it or is we ain't? What we doing?
Nigga, listen, nigga. You know what it is, yo. Don't get me started.
We definitely doing it. It's on.
It's on.
We definitely doing it.
They sound like
Only thing is we just got to come up with a time and date and all of that, get it all organized. But yes, for everybody who want to know, yes, the debate is on.
Yeah, I gotta have conversations with some. They feel comfortable with me doing it after certain things to transpire, yo. Then we could do it, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is, yo, I always done this shit because I love the people, yo, and I appreciate the black woman in this motherfucker, right? And so when we go too far, right? And then lie, I call it lie too far, lie cheap, like you lied about the shit. You know what I mean? That ain't even manning up. Damn, man up. Man, I just was mad, yo, she cut me. You're like, shorty, I cut you though. Let me get her, you mad. That shit, because you can't read the meta shit, you frustrated. You know what I mean? Shit.
Yeah, but
she get you frustrated, kick her off the damn channel. Oh, my fault. It was her shit. Can't kick her off that. Well, get off the channel. It's a certain decorum has to happen, right? Like, we play rough as a motherfucker, yo, but come on, yo. Even when you play tackle football, the girls want to play, yo, you ain't knock them off the game with the, you know what I'm saying? Your homeboy, you coming up like this, you know what I'm saying? But you don't come up like that, yo. You eye throwing it, but you don't come up like that.
Yeah, and it's cool. And I met the sister, man. She a cool sister, man. And
super cool.
I already knew Ujao, so out of respect for Ujao, I done seen her come in the chat plenty of time and talk rap. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. I wouldn't disrespect her on the strength of Ujao.
Yeah, you block the channel. You block.
I might, you know what I mean, silence her.
But here's the thing.
But I would never call out her name. I would never disrespect her, crazy, nothing like that.
But see, what I don't want to happen is to imply that she calls people out of their name. Because see, here's the accusation. So because MK can hold her own, right? She straight up. I mean, she can hold her own. So I don't want to make it seem like she's soft in one bit. But here's the thing. I don't want the impression is given that she did something she didn't do, or she does things that she doesn't do. So she's accused, at least from X.
Give it a link. Give it a link. She got
out of her. Okay. Out of her name, out of his name, he accused her or implied that she called him a crackhead, gay, and all this other kind of stuff. And I'm just gonna say this on her behalf. Emiket is from Kenya, and she spent most of her life in Kenya, and part of her recent history is in Denmark. Kenya never had a crack epidemic. Denmark never had a crack epidemic. So the reference to calling somebody a crackhead doesn't even have the same kind of feel, or it wouldn't even come from somebody from a foreign country, because that's not even their reality. So for him to even accuse her of calling him a crackhead, whatever, that was other people in the chat. Based on him admitting that he did whatever kind of drugs in the past, people call him a drunk, a crackhead, or gay, or whatever the case is. So what I don't appreciate is the fact that anybody, Chief X specifically in this incident, but anybody will take out their frustration that they're getting from other people out on a sister. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Because information, if you got to have tough skin in scholarship, and it's not personal attacks. If somebody is cutting up your information, then that's your information. You're supposed to come back with information. You're not supposed to come back with ad hominems and stuff like that. So that nah. But yeah, so Emiket has a right and should bust up people in the chat if they're saying something wrong, but respectfully, obviously, because that's what I do, and that's what everybody.
So she never called him a crackhead, right? She never called him none of that.
Never called him gay. Never called him a crackhead.
Okay.
None of those things. That's what he accused her
if she ain't did that, then yeah, all right. You know,
They call that nigga slap ass stupid though.
She called him stupid. If he called her stupid, is he wrong? You know what I'm saying? Is he for responding that way, or But if she ain't did that, then okay.
No, the accusation is that she called him a crackhead and gay and stuff like that. He was like, "Oh, these people making me hot."
Because he gonna make a video saying, "Oh, I got the proof that she called me."
No, he don't. Nah, he don't have no screenshots. He don't have no screenshots. I dare him to produce screenshots already, so he don't have any screenshots.
We asked for the screenshots at this point. There, we asked. I think
hey, Chief X, we need evidence, man.
Show that evidence, dog.
Yeah, specifically crackhead and gay. The accusations. That's it. See, you can't blur the lines. If I accuse you of stealing a 300 ZX, then that's the accusation. I can't therefore move the goalpost and say, "Oh no, he stole a Snickers bar though."
Say he got them screenshots though.
You said, does he? Nah, he don't have any screenshots. That's why he
said he got the screenshot.
That's Chief. That's the same nigga sat back and said ain't none of us work. Come on, yo, think about that. It's the same nigga that said, "Yo, I ain't had no store." That's the same nigga. He always in motherfucking California just talking shit. He be talking shit. Come on.
But all right. Enough of that, though. I'm saying, so you brought up a good point. So based on your point, what you and Jonathan Smash did, I don't know if he's here. He's not here tonight, is he?
Hey, should be coming on with it.
Yeah, he coming.
All right. Well, I might wait then. So I don't know if y'all want to build first or whatever. But I wanted to support what Jonathan was saying, and that's where my part in this started, because Unc and Jonathan did a show, a live stream, and Jonathan was talking about Diodorus Siculus, book 3 from the 1st century, where he had the quote, describing the ancient Egyptians from their perspective and so on and so forth. And then he had a picture in the bottom right-hand corner of an ancient Egyptian, but they had the appearance of a Nubian, and they were dark skinned and the whole nine. So Chief X does a video based on that, saying that Jonathan put up a fake Photoshop image and that's not the Egyptians and stuff like that. So I did my video to explain it, and that's what Chief X got mad and went off. So that's how it all started. So what I want to do tonight was to just show and prove, because demonstration beats conversation. I don't care about all that drama stuff. I mean, people can say what they want to say online, but when you see people in person, it's a different thing. It's a totally different ball game. So I don't care about none of that stuff. It's like, just, I want to hit the point, teach everybody, show people the correct information and where Chief X went wrong. And he'll always be wrong because, his heart ain't even in this. He's out of his lane.
But it ain't nothing personal at this point. It's just all information, right? It's nothing
right. It's always information, never personal.
Okay.
See, people don't understand, like scholarship, academic. I come from that background, so you're taught never, ever, ever identify with the information that you say. You never assume your identity with that, because when people attack your information, by default, your insecurity is gonna cause you to rebuttal, thinking somebody's attacking you.
Right.
And that's some sissy, soft stuff right there. And that's why people ain't really built for scholarship, even online. People get all upset, like, why are you getting upset because I'm dealing with your information? I'm not dealing with you. Like, I don't even know you. So that's the difference. So I'm saying, Unc, so you want me to wait for Smash or just?
I don't know what else to say.
Because it's a 1-2. It's a 1-2-3.
Yeah, let's 1, 2, 3 and get up out of here. We don't want to make the show too long. We got enough people here. Chief X know what it is, yo. Niggas surrounded by the wagons. Yeah, he's surrounded.
All right. Well, to cut the time down from me, because I did this twice basically already, and so I'm not gonna like show his screenshot and play a clip of him and stuff. I already did that, so people could check that out on the Seshu channel. What I'm going to do is just go straight to the points and information. So, and I want to make sure everybody follows and understands what I'm saying. And so I'm gonna use you, Kent, and Corey. I want y'all to just follow me, pay attention on this, and if I know y'all got it, then everybody got it.
All right.
Because I can't see the chat when I share, so I'm just gonna use that. All right. So to give a quick background context, the claim that Chief X was making was he was trying to refute what Jonathan was saying about the ancient Egyptian description from Diodorus Siculus, Book 3. Chief X totally bypassed the quote from the book where he clearly describes the ancient Egyptians, their appearance. So Chief X totally ignored that, but he zoomed in on the image that Jonathan had shown, right? And so I'm gonna just share. Let me see if I could how I'm gonna share, because I'm not. I got to switch things up. But Unc, I think you got to mute your
Oh, my fault.
I bet you nobody heard anything I just said.
Run it again.
Did y'all? Okay. All right. Let me just repeat what I said. All right. So
I heard you good, but go
okay.
ahead. You can repeat it. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, quick. I'm just gonna set it up. So basically, I'm addressing an attempted refutation that Chief X tried against Jonathan's presentation. All right. Specifically, Jonathan shared a quote from Diodorus Siculus, Book 3, where they described the ancient Egyptians' appearance. And he just read a short little 2 sentences from there. Chief X ignored the quote and the citation, but also on the screen, Jonathan had a picture of an ancient Egyptian. Chief X claims the picture was fake, photoshopped, and it's not the ancient Egyptians. So what I did, I addressed that and showed that Chief X is just all the way wrong. And so that's what I'm going to do again right now, but in a straightforward way instead of, long and commenting way. All right. So let me just share my screen here. And I wish, that's why I said I was going to wait for Jonathan, because I don't have the picture he used as he used it. I have the same source, but anyway, y'all will get the gist. So give me 1 second once I can find my place. And I don't like this dead silence, so somebody talk while I'm doing this.
Yeah, man, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. You know what I mean? Like and share. We appreciate everybody that done so far. Man, it's growing, everything growing and shit. This debate going down, yo. Make sure y'all be on the lookout for that. You know what I mean? We're gonna be posting up where y'all can buy the ticket from and all that. Corey in the building.
All right.
With the Mediterranean.
Definitely. But go ahead, Wujai. Where you got you sharing your screen?
Yeah, but I think you gotta pin me, because the way I gotta share it is the way I'm doing it, and it's just let's see, somebody.
That's let Bobby. Bobby needs to, because he the host.
You got to spotlight me, Baltimore Bobby. Man, he probably. Oh, I think he did. I think he did right there. All right. Cool. Okay, so listen.
Hey, Baltimore Bobby and this bitch.
All right. So real quick, all right. Now, as a secondary thing, Chief X claims that that Afrocentric Egyptomaniacs are incorrect by saying that the word remech is referring to the ancient Egyptians. So he thinks that the ancient Egyptian that only black scholars who are Egyptomaniacs and Afrocentrists are saying that the word remech means or refers to the ancient Egyptians. That's a secondary thing, but it's tied into what I want to show. So I want to deal with that first. So what you see on the screen is the hieroglyphs or Seshmetuneter, as we refer to it as, for the word remech. And so this word literally means the people or people, mankind, but specifically is talking about the ancient Egyptians. So it comes from a full phrase, remich ni kemet. Right now you just see the word remich on the screen, but it comes from a fuller phrase, remich ni kemet, which means the people. Remich means the people, ni is the word of, and then kemet is ancient Egypt. So it's referring to the people of ancient Egypt. So scholars translate this word simply as the Egyptians. All right, it's just straight logical, just like that. So what Chief X did is he looked up the word remich and he only saw that it meant people. And then he went from there to say, oh, it only means people. It don't mean Egyptians. See, the blackologists and the Egyptomaniacs and the Afrocentrists, they made it up. They made it up, you know. So he went on that whole rant just based on not comprehending the simple logic that remich means people, but it's referring to a specific people. It's referring to the ancient Egyptians. That's why translators and scholars render this word as the Egyptians. It's the same way we do Kemet. Kemet doesn't mean the word Kemet is different than the word Egypt, and the word Kemet does not mean Egypt. But we know that the word Kemet refers to Egypt, so we just translate it or refer to it as Egypt. Kemet equals Egypt. Same logic. Same exact logic. All right. So that's number one. But I want to show, demonstration beats conversation. So what I want to do is I want to share and show, because Chief X pulled up a dictionary or wherever he pulled up, and it said the people and whatnot. So I want to show people, how to correctly look up stuff and not just, Google things. So I think I could share differently on this time. Let me see if I can get it up. I guess. All right. So here's one instance. I'm gonna share this, and I'm gonna walk through. So y'all bear with me. Can y'all see it? Cause I can't see.
Yeah, it's clear, yo. Yeah, that's just serious. That's just serious.
Why don't I see? Why don't I see? Why don't I see anything?
I don't know why.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know why you can't see it. We can see it.
Yeah, it's on the screen. You got some scribble on the screen, right?
No, you gotta. No, you got a handwritten dictionary. That's just serious shit.
Cursive.
All right. Well, if y'all can see it, that's cool. That's fine with me. I just can't even see what y'all see. All right. Anyway, so all right. Now this is the Wörterbach der Egyptian, which is the German Egyptian dictionary. It's the largest dictionary that we have for Egyptian vocabulary, Egyptian language to date. It is like 7 volumes. It was done by the German School of Egyptologists over, I believe, a 15-year period, 10 to 15-year period. And it's all handwritten and it's in German. Now, people like Chief X and people like him will never come to these kind of sources. One, because it's in German, so that's a discouragement right there, because most of us don't speak German or read German. And then two, it's a lot of work because it's handwritten. But I'm only showing this as a reference so that people could look it up later, that in this particular text, this is actually volume 2, page 423, as you see here. This is the entry for the word remich. Now it's written in German, and I want people to take a screenshot of it and then find your German friend and ask them to translate this for you, or go to Google Translate and type it all in if you want. But right here where my cursor is, it's showing that this particular word, you see the same glyphs here. I want you to notice that you have the mouth, the tethering rope, a kneeling man with his arm extended, a seated woman, and 3 strokes here. Same thing above here. You have the water ripple. You have what's being called a charcoal, depending on who you talk about, or crocodile's tail, depending on who you talk about. This glyph here, the owl, bread loaf, and a city determinative. This spells out remich ni kemet, which is what I told y'all just now. The full phrase, remich ni kemet. It means the people of Kemet, or the people of the riparian country, to be totally transparent. But the dictionary calls it in Coptic Remni Kemi. See number 9, Remni Kemi? And here it says Egyptians. This is the German word for the Egyptians. All right, so I just want everybody to understand that. So these are this text was written a long time ago, over a 15-year period. This is what scholars understand and write about. So that's one. I just want to show that one. And let me stop sharing. Let me share another one. I'm just going to quickly run this down real quick and see if I can see how fast I could be with this. Where is the other one? Okay. So here is E.A. Wallace Budge. EA stands for Ernest Alfred, if anybody didn't know. E.A. Wallace Budge's dictionary, which is very popular. A lot of people go to it as the go-to dictionary and whatnot. And I encourage people to get all the dictionaries. I have them all. I have every single dictionary that was ever made about Egyptian language. But here's Budge's dictionary. Here's the entry. This is coming from Budge's dictionary, page 436, column A. Yeah, column A and B, page 436. This is his entry for the word remich. Now, what's unique to Budge spelled his transliterations different. So he has R-E-T-H, like reth. Everybody else spells it remich. Now he has reth, so that's unique to Budge. So just as an FYI. But look at the glyphs. You got the mouth again, the tethering rope, the kneeling man with his arm extended, the seated woman, and the 3 strokes. Look at what he says it means. Men, that is to say, the Egyptians. Okay, so I just want to drill that point home, that the word remech is referring to the ancient Egyptians. All right, it means people, and we know people are people, so all human beings are people. So why didn't the Egyptians call everybody on the planet people? They didn't. They referred to themselves. And that was a point that Chief X tried to make. It's like, it just means people. I'm a person, you know. But if that's the case, they just call everybody remich. And they didn't. They referred to themselves. So it's a specific thing. So that's Budge. So that's 2 dictionaries now. All right, let me unshare that. That's 2 dictionaries. 2 up. One more. I'm just going to share another one. Let me share one more on that point. See if I can find it real quick. All right, so here is a dictionary from Raymond Oliver Faulkner. This is Raymond Faulkner's dictionary. Very, very popular dictionary. All college students are told to use this dictionary. And then a digital version of it, which I'm going to show next. There'll be 4 dictionaries. So here's the entry for, his is handwritten as well. So this is from page 149 in Faulkner's Dictionary of the Egyptian, Middle Egyptian. You see the word remich right here. You see the same glyphs. You see the transliterate RMT. Now he hand wrote it, so it's in cursive. You gotta get used to his writing. Let me see if I can blow this up a bit. Now notice he translated as man, men, mankind. If y'all can see my cursor. Then he goes on to say Egyptians, just like the other dictionaries do. So they fully disclose the literal meaning of the word remich. It means the people or people, coming from the word that means man or men in the plural, but not men as in males only, but men as in mankind, okay, or human beings. All right. But it's referring specifically to Egyptians. So that's why it's translated or referred to as Egyptians. All right. So that's dictionary number 3. All right, last one. I said I was gonna do 3, but I'm gonna do 4. Here's the Mark Vigus dictionary, which is a digital dictionary, free. Anybody can download. Hit me up if you want it. Here's the same entry. Here's the entry. There's several entries in the dictionary, but I'm not going to waste time to show you all of them. I'm just going to show one. You see the entry remich right here in the corner top. It says man, men, mankind, and lo and behold, Egyptians and people as a collective noun, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what remich means. So I just want to be clear that the word remich is identifying the ancient Egyptians, although it literally means people, man, mankind, as in human beings. All right, and it's no different than the word Bantu among Bantu languages, where the word Bantu is referring to people. All right, and a lot of indigenous cultures refer to themselves, they name themselves after a word in their language that refers to people. All right, so that's that one. All right, so having done that, am I still spotlighted?
Yeah, you still there?
Okay.
Yeah, you still
All
there.
right. So okay, cool. All right. So now back to the remich here. So now I'm gonna pick up the conversation. So Unc and Jonathan had a conversation about the Egyptians and whatnot. And so where I jump in is Chief X accused Jonathan of putting up a fake and Photoshop photo. So I'm gonna show you all the photo first. It's this photo right here. Right here. So Jonathan only showed, he cropped only this picture right here, this image right here. If y'all could see where my arrow is pointing, and hopefully all y'all can see everything.
Yep, loud and clear.
Okay.
Yeah, we see it.
Okay. So Jonathan showed this, and so Chief X accused Jonathan of first of all putting up a fake Photoshop image, and that's not the Egyptians. So here's where the teaching moment happens. So what we're looking at right here is a reproduction of 4 different communities of people in the tomb of Ramses III. Okay, this is from the tomb of Ramses III. It's from a text that's called the Book of Gates, and in that text, it is a certain portion of that text where they talk about these 4 nations of people in the underworld, in the Duat. All right. And the 4 nations are the Remech, the Amu, the Nehesiu, and then the Chemehu. We know the Remech as the Egyptians. We know the Amu as being the Asiatics or the West Asians, the nomadic sand dwellers. The Nehesiu are the people who live south of Egypt. People like to call them Nubians. And then you have the Chemehu, who are the Libyans. All right. So in the tomb, when scholars represent the this section of the tomb, they take one figure from each group. But in the actual tomb, I think your background is still there.
Oh, what you mean?
Oh no, I thought you had your unmuted. I heard somebody in the background.
Yeah. Hey,
So
we're gonna get the question and answer, but I'm gonna do it on the Real Black Atheist on Fire joint.
okay.
All right.
All right. Okay, so just to make everybody aware, when every scholar that represents that brings up the topic of the Book of Gates and in the tomb of Ramses III, it also exists in other tombs, and whenever they bring it up, they take one figure from each group to discuss it and represent it. But in the actual tomb, there are 4 figures from each group. So there's a total of 16 figures within the story, within the text, within the tomb. So there's four figures look like this, there's 4 figures look like this, there's 4 look like this, and 4 like that. But when they talk about it, they only, reproduce one of each. No need to redraw all of them. Now, what they also do is in the actual tomb, in between each of the 4 figures per group, these glyphs right here are in between each of the figures. So you're not going to find the glyphs stacked on top of each other exactly like this. Same thing with this one and so on. Each one of these glyphs or sets are in between the figures. I'm going to show you all in a second. But when they reproduce it, they put all the glyphs together to represent as a label for who they are. So this one is representative of the remich or the Egyptians, the Amu, the Asiatics, the Hesiu, they say Nubians, and Chimehu, Libyans. All right. And so that's how they do it. Now, so this is what Jonathan showed. Now, the point was that this is the only tomb and the only place in all of Egypt for all of its existence where the ancient Egyptians represented the Egyptians identical to the Hesiu or the Nubians. So notice that this figure and this figure look alike. This is the only place in all of Egypt that they've done that. Everywhere else, even in the same text, in other tombs, they never did this. So scholars refer to this as an anomaly and a very rare, only a one-time event happening where the scribes did this. Jonathan's point was that, along with the Diodorus Siculus quote, that this figure looks like the Nubians. And he was asking, well, what's up with that? All right, so I'm going to go and show you the tomb. But first, I'm going to go to a different tomb with the same text. So this is from the tomb of Seti I. Same book, same text called the Book of Gates. And you can see the glyphs on top. And if y'all want me to, maybe a question answer, I could translate all of this for you right here on the fly. But I'm not making this long unless somebody asks me to. But
we'll do that on the question and answer, yo, because I don't want to make this too long, yo. We're gonna go over to the real black.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, but real quick, the point to be made here is that this is how it looks in the tomb. You see, when I meant 4 sets of 4, you got 4 Egyptians, 4 figures right here look alike, 4 identical figures here, 4 and 4. This is from the tomb of Seti I. All right. The first group, now this is what I mean by the glyphs being in between the figures. So notice that you see glyphs right here, in between these 2 figures. You see a glyph right there, you see a glyph right there, and a glyph here. So what scholars do when they draw only one figure, they just put all the glyphs together, which is what I did here. It spells out remich, which are the ancient Egyptians. Then the next group, the same thing, the Amu, the Asiatics, the Nehesiu, and the Chimehu. All right, so I'm just showing you how it is in the actual tomb. Now that's a reproduction as well. Now notice that the Egyptians don't look like the Nubians, which supports what I just said earlier. It only happened in the tomb of Ramses III, which is 20th dynasty. Seti is in the 19th dynasty, just to give y'all a time reference. All right. Now here's the actual tomb of Seti I, and I want y'all to notice something. Here is Heru here with a staff that's damaged. You can't see the staff that he's holding, but in the drawing, you see him right here. Okay, so that's where we are. So I'm giving y'all the orientation where we are in the tomb. All right, so that's Heru right there, and in the actual tomb, this is Heru right here. Now notice in front of him, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 figures that are identical. This 4th one is faded because obviously these tombs are thousands of years old, and the paint doesn't exist right here anymore. But those are the 4 figures. But look at the glyphs. You see the open mouth, the tethering rope, the kneeling man with his arms extended. Y'all heard me say it earlier. The seated woman and the 3 strokes. That spells the word remich. These are the ancient Egyptians. All right. But now I want you to notice that in front of them, you have 2 figures. These are the two of the 4 Asiatics. The other 2 are on the other wall because we have reached the corner. You see the corner right here? This is the corner of the tomb. A 90-degree angle right here. So the rest of it had to be drawn on the other wall or carved on the other wall. So when scholars reproduce it, they don't represent the corner, they just draw them all out. So this is what people like Chief X will say, see, it's a fake, it's Photoshop. No, this is how they had to draw it on a flat sheet of paper. You know, it's ridiculous to think otherwise. So I just want to point that out to y'all, why scholars do it this way. They're not going to represent a 90-degree turn on a flat sheet of paper or a book, but that's the actual tomb. All right, it's the corner here. And you can see the figures here and so on and so forth. So I'm going to show you that. That's all in the tomb of Seti I. It's called the Book of Gates for a reason. I'm going to point this out to you. This represents a gate. This whole red area here is a gate. It's a door. It's guarded by a deity in the form of a snake. I'm not going to get into the details of that, but I'm just showing you why it's called the Book of Gates, because this is one of the gates that you have to pass through, or the sun travels through figuratively, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So that's that. So now I'm going to get to the tomb of Ramses III and show the silliness of Chief X's claim and to show you what not to do. This is a learning moment of what not to do. We can use Chief X to know what not to do, what to stay away from. All right. So back to this picture. This is from Ramses III's tomb. One figure from each group is represented. But I want to show you all the actual tomb. But before I do that, let me see if I can share my screen again on here.
Freeze
1
that.
second.
Freeze that. Hold on. Freeze that. We can finish this on the Real Black Atheist channel. Y'all all know the Real Black Atheist channel at, right? Let me share the link real quick. CK, put the link in the chat. The Real Black Atheist on fire. Yeah, we can do it like that.
Hold up. You gonna switch up right now? All right.
Freeze that. Well, I mean, would you two finish to your point though?
All right, let me just finish this point, and then you could go ahead. But let me just finish this point. All right. What am I showing? I'm showing this again. All right. Because I don't want people, because see, my whole thing, I want to know if people following what I'm saying. And so I don't want to disrupt it, and then
No, go ahead.
People get confused.
No, you should. No.
So no, I don't mind switching, but I want people to remember where we are. So my point here, I'm just gonna reiterate my point, and then hey, we could switch up. So the point here is that these figures represent 4 nations. The first set or first image are the ancient Egyptians. These are the Asiatics. These are the so-called Nubians, and these are the Libyans. All right. And Chief X made a claim that this whole picture is fake, this Photoshop, and these are not the Egyptians. And then he goes and shows a website. And so we could pick up from there, because I'm gonna show the website he showed, the picture, and we're gonna go into the actual tomb and show you the real deal. All right. So if you want to change over now, I just don't want people to So yeah, so go ahead. Huh?
No. Oh, all right. Hold on. Let me. All right. Look, we out. We going to the Real Black Atheist on fire.